Hi, I'm Lauren Burke. Welcome to Kids Safe Divorce. Okay, so I've had several clients over the past couple of weeks who are going through their divorce process, and as part of that are trying to figure out, how do I not care? And I've had to tell them in most cases, I don't think that happens, or if it does, it's a pretty slow process. And how do I stay out of this relationship? Because so often I have women come in, they've actually gotten divorced, and then they come in and they don't want to talk to me, and they get that look on their face, and I'm like, so you hooked up with your ex? Oh, how did you know? Oh, because I've been doing this for 23 years, and women often hook up with their exes. This doesn't mean that you want him back. It means a part of you really didn't want this to end. And so often women don't want the divorce. They feel very forced to get a divorce. They had to because of the circumstances. It became unsafe for them and their kids. It became obvious that it was never going to change. So it's okay that part of you never wanted the divorce. Now, will it work out? Probably not. I don't usually see that one work out well at all for my clients. But I'm also not in a position to judge because, hello, nobody is. Nobody should be judging you. You should probably stop judging you because it doesn't actually do any good. Now, what will do some good is realizing, what in the world's going on? Why am I doing this? Now, so often, the reasons we married somebody who maybe wasn't as healthy as we could have made a choice on, hey, those are coming out of our childhoods. So they have some very deep roots. Now, what happens when you're in your childhood? You're very small. You're more easy to hurt. You're very vulnerable. So things that you would not think of as traumatic right now can be very traumatic to a small child. So when you were a child and something happened that was scary or bad, and you wanted an adult to help you deal with this, explain it, make it go away, maybe the adult was the one who was doing whatever it was that was hurtful to you. This does not mean you were abused. Trauma, as I said before, is a very different thing when you're small. Very small things can be very, very big because you're so much smaller. So if you were smaller, a traumatic event happened, and the person you wanted to have comfort you, your mom or dad, was unable to do that for whatever reason. And maybe they said or did some things that you even considered hurtful. Well, unfortunately enough, the more you got hurt, the more you wanted that person to comfort you. So the worse that process was in your childhood, the worse it's going to be for you now. When you were little, you got hurt, you wanted mom or dad to comfort. If mom or dad was doing the hurting or exacerbating it, you still wanted the comfort from them. The more it happened, the more you wanted the comfort from them. Then we can sometimes transfer that process to a marriage or a romantic relationship. And the person hurting you is the one you want the comfort from. And the more they hurt you, the more they should comfort you. Oh boy, yeah, they should. They're not going to, but it's really normal for you to want that. So first part of dealing with it is realizing that it's happening. Oh wow, I'm hurt, and I really want that person that I married to be the one who comforts me, and I'm locked into wanting them to comfort me as they hurt me more. And the more they hurt me, the more I want them to do something about it that maybe they just don't want to. In some cases, maybe they're completely incapable of. So often, I see women who are married to men who are narcissistic, who are unable to feel and deal with emotions appropriately. They may have long-standing attachment disorders themselves. They're not going to be able to do it for my clients. They're just not. And then my clients are like, he should. I agree, he should. But shoulds and understanding, those are often fairy tales. If I understood, it'll all get... No, it doesn't get better. I understand a lot of stuff. I can't say that it makes life easier. He ought to. Yes. You know what? He should. He ought to. And he's not going to. And it should be better weather, and I should be able to go skiing. Only it's not, and I can't. And screaming at the sky doesn't make that any better. So when we're talking about what your spouse should or ought to do, I will probably agree, and then it's still not happening. And you are your best bet to take care of yourself. And when it comes to these long-standing cycles of, I'm hurt, I want that person to comfort me, make yourself that person. You don't have to pretend that the hurt isn't there. You don't have to say, oh, I'm stupid. Please, God, don't call yourself names, because you really want the comfort from someone who signed up for that job. Hello, they did. Now they won't do it. So you've got yet another instance of someone who should be doing that job appropriately, and they're not. Okay, now you do it. You have to do the job for yourself. You have to figure out, okay, what's my self-care need, and how do I get that met? So when you're really, really, really wanting that person's attention, or they should take care of me, I agree, they should. They did sign up for that. Since they're not going to, you're on tap for it. How do you get friends to come around you? How do you see, hey, what's the need? Do I need a hot chocolate? I'm on a diet. Screw the diet. I need a hot chocolate. Do what you need to do. Take care of yourself. That other person who really ought to, I agree, isn't going to. And if you find yourself circling around and going back, you probably have an unmet need that you really ought to be able to get met there. And since it's not going to happen, realizing that, taking charge of it yourself, taking charge of how you get that need met, and then validating. You have every right to needs. You have every right to want connection, to want love, to want support. You may not be getting it from the people you're looking to get it from. And you may have a long history of that, which then makes it worse, makes it harder to start relying on yourself instead of other people. And I know this seems so backwards. Well, if he's never done it for her, why should she? Yeah, because he's never done it for her, and she probably has an earlier experience of people that really you ought to be able to, and no, you can't. You can't depend on them. Now, some women come into my office and say, but I had a great childhood. Well, good. Even in a great childhood, there are going to be times where your parents were not able to comfort you in a way that you felt comforted by. And it can still start the seeds of this, that later on, you're going to push to get what you need from someone who is not going to give you what you need. And the more that happens, the more you need it. And it can feel like this huge push of desperation. Okay, when you feel that huge push of desperation, how can you take care of yourself? You're the best person to do that. I hope this was helpful. Remember, this is a tough process. Get through it with a lot of friends, make some friends, find a therapist, do what you have to. The more you protect your own sanity and keep yourself on an even keel, the better it is for your kids. And that's what we're really here for, is a kid-safe divorce. Thanks very much. Please like and subscribe, leave any comments or questions below, and visit me at the website, kidsafedivorce.com. Thank you.